Right. All right. So we'll get started. I'm so grateful for all of you guys showing up. This is going to be a very open, casual discussion today. We do have some slides to go over, but our hope is to host monthly office hours with everybody. Today we're going to be talking about turning an inquiry into a booking, but we'll be having some more subjects coming along the way in February and March. And you can see that right on the registration page for the virtual office hours. So we're excited to have you, and we'll let Carrie take it away.
Thanks, Sarah. So I'm Carrie. I'm on the homeowner support team here at We Need a Vacation. I've been renting homes for over a decade and renting my house in Orleans for about 7 years with We Need a Vacation, and been on staff for I think 4, maybe 5 years now with We Need a Vacation. So I've dealt with my fair share of inquiries. So today we're going to talk about how to turn your inquiries into bookings. So let's take a look at the overview. So these are kind of our best practices for handling an inquiry. So having quick responses once you get the communication going, building a relationship with those vacationers that have inquired, and then vetting the vacationers to make sure they're going to be a good fit for your house. And then at the end, we'll go over the vacationer's viewpoint of the inquiry process, kind of how the vacationers see it. So the first thing here is to take those inquiries that you get and have a quick response to them. So, it may seem like it's January, it's cold, summer's far off, you've got plenty of time to book up your summer weeks, but really you want to take every inquiry seriously and have a really quick response, if possible, to those inquiries. So one really great tool that we offer to do that is text message alerts. So that is an alert that you receive from us at We Need a Vacation to let you know that you've received a new inquiry. So you're not texting back and forth with the vacationer. It's just an alert that you get that says it's a reminder to go either log into your homeowner center or go to your email account to respond to that inquiry. And if you can do that, well, actually, first I'll tell you how to do that, how to sign up for the text messages. You can see the screenshot on the left here is in your homeowner center in the new section titled Account, and then you'll click on the tab Notifications, and you just check off that little box there to receive alerts. So you'll fill in the email address that will send an alert to your email. And then at the bottom, you can see under text alerts, if you put your phone number in, then you can check off to receive the text message alert there at the bottom. So those are really great ways to just be alerted that you have a new inquiry. And then once you get that inquiry, you want to be the first one to reply. So it's possible that this vacationer has messaged, maybe 10 people at the same time, 10 different homes that looked like they'd be a good fit for their family or for their friends or their group. And then they sent all the messages out, and now they're just excited to go on vacation and waiting for that, for someone to reply to them. So if you can be one of the first ones to reply, that will really help start building your relationship with that vacationer and get them more interested in your house. So one great way to help you be the first one to reply to expedite this process is to use templates. So this screenshot down here where it says homeowner response, this is where you go through the homeowner center, and then you click on email inquiries and click reply. And then there's a drop down here where you can select the template that you've either created, or we have a few that we offer that are just sort of standard templates. And you can use one of those to just send a quick first response to the vacationer just to get the conversation going and get them excited about your home. So yeah, ultimately, just as quickly as you can, try to respond back to that vacationer. It doesn't have to be a huge response, but just try to get on their radar. So then, after you've sent this first initial response, the next step to turning this inquiry into a booking is to begin to build the relationship with that vacationer. So the first response, as I mentioned, should be quick. It should also be friendly. So what you want to do is you want to match their enthusiasm for this vacation. They're excited to go on vacation. They've sent this message to you, really hoping they're going to get your house, and you want to reply back in a friendly way and be as excited as they are. And this will really set the tone for your relationship with them, that this isn't just a transactional relationship. They're not booking a, cold, stark hotel room. They're booking someone's home that they care about. And so you want to convey that. And with this, the initial few responses, if you decide that you're declining them, still be thoughtful and friendly, even if you're declining them. So, for example, if someone wants to bring 13 people and your house only accommodates 10, you can reply back saying, sounds like your family would be a great fit. I'm so glad you love coming to Orleans every year. However, our house only accommodates 10 guests, and your party is 13, so that's too many for a house. We just really want to make sure you're comfortable. And you never know, maybe they'll say, okay, well, we'll split our group in half. We'll still rent your house, and then we'll rent another house. So, keep the door open, stay friendly, even if you're turning them down. And then as you're having those initial back and forths with the vacationers, you also want to explain why your house is a really good fit for them. So even if your listing says it's kid friendly or dog friendly, make sure you explain to the vacationers some details about why it's going to be a good fit for them. So if they tell you that they're going to bring their adult children and their grandkids, you can explain, well, we've got, a crib and we have a high chair and lots of kid books at the house. So, and kid sand toys or something. So get them excited about what's at your house. It's going to be good for the kids and make the trip easier on the parents. And same with dogs. If you allow dogs and you have a great setup for dogs, explain that to the vacationer. Say, we have a fenced in backyard. We have some really nice walking paths nearby. And we supply a dog bed for your furry friends, whatever little details to get them excited. Same with the favorite beach. If you have a favorite beach nearby, you can explain to them, how you walk there, or it's really easy to bike, or maybe there's lots of parking that makes it easy. Any little details to help get them thinking about what this vacation is going to be like. And sometimes people will bring extended family of all ages. So maybe there's grandparents that don't want to use stairs, and so they're going to use the downstairs bedroom that has an ensuite bathroom. Or maybe there's a baby coming in the group, and you can explain what it is about your house that will be a good fit for the baby. And then they also might just ask any questions that aren't answered in your listing already. So your listing will provide a lot of great information for them, but sometimes people still have a specific question that they want to ask. So make sure you're really answering those questions with care, because they might be waiting on you to decide if your house is a good fit or if maybe another house is a good fit. So they need the answers to those questions. So maybe they're going to be asking something about if your house is ADA accessible, if you accept service dogs. Maybe they're asking specific questions about linens. Any of these things are going to help them make an informed decision about if your house is going to work for them. And that will expedite the process if you can get those questions answered. And then this is just a example of a friendly first response. So instead of saying something like, yep, the house is available, I'll send you the lease, you can write back with something friendly and talkative and getting the conversation going, asking them if they've been to your town before, letting them know you're happy to share recommendations, confirming that the dogs are welcome if they're asking about dogs. And so just, make it conversational. Okay, so then after you get the conversation going, if you're not hearing back from them right away, you can feel free to always follow up. Usually following up within 24 hours is a good idea. If if you had a few emails back and forth, right, like really quick, and then you didn't hear from them for a few hours, you could still follow up, even if it's just, 5 hours later or whatever. But the main idea here is don't let this go for a few days and then follow up. This vacationer inquired and maybe inquired on multiple homes. So you really want to make sure you keep the conversation going until you get an answer out of them. Maybe they do want to book with you, or maybe they let you know that they decided on another house or their plans changed. And you can follow up with different methods. So you could you could text them if they supplied their phone number. You could give them a friendly phone call, or you could send them another email. And, it can just be a friendly follow-up. This is Carrie with the house in Orleans. I just wanted to check and see if you were still interested. You don't have to pressure them or set a deadline or anything. Just, check in and see if they're still interested. Okay, so let's see. So then after you're working on building this relationship with the potential guest, then you want to make sure you go through your regular vetting process to make sure they're actually going to be a good fit for your house before you accept them as a booking. So the first thing you can do is check their We Need a Vacation profile. So if they've left other reviews on We Need a Vacation, you can see those. And then you can also see what the homeowner replied to that review. So maybe the guest left a review and the homeowner said something like, wow, your family was amazing. You left the house so clean. We'd welcome you back anytime. Hope you can come back next summer. And then that's really going to give you some good peace of mind that this vacationer is going to be a good one to have at your house. And to see their profile, this screenshot on the left here is from the initial inquiry email that you receive from the vacationer. So they send you the inquiry, you get this email into your email inbox, and then right here next to their name, you can see it says view profile. If you click into that, you can see if they have any reviews that they've left on other properties. And you can also see how long they've had an account with We Need a Vacation as well. So then also during your communications with the guest, you can ask if they have reviews from other listing platforms. If they don't have any on We Need a Vacation, and you can have them send those to you. Again, the phone call, you want to get on the phone with them and discuss the house and get a good feel for who this person is and what they're going to be doing on their vacation. And if the phone call doesn't work out, but you're having effective email and text message communications back and forth, and you're getting a good feel of the relationship, then that works as well. And you want to be sure you're building this relationship prior to booking them. So make sure you get a good sense of them before you actually confirm and sign a lease. And even if you're feeling rushed or you feel like, I didn't get a ton of inquiries yet and I just want to get some bookings in, don't compromise your vetting process because you feel like you want to get bookings in, or if it's a last minute booking, make sure you go through the whole thing and make sure they're a good fit for your house, because the last thing you need is a vacationer in your home that's not a good fit. And then ultimately, it's okay to say no to the vacationer if you go through this whole process, you're working on building your relationship with them, and you're just feeling like this isn't going to be a good fit. They're asking the wrong kind of questions, or they're wondering if they can bring air mattresses and how many cars can they park on the property. And they want to bring their camper. It's just like things that don't mesh with the way you run your house. Maybe you just need to say no. You think this is not going to be a good fit for them. And, another inquiry will come down the line and maybe they'll be a better fit. But at least you know that you did your work and you really tried to get this booking. But ultimately, if it's not the right fit, it is okay to say no to them. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to talk about the vacationer's viewpoint of this booking process, just so you can kind of start to put your feet in their shoes and understand what they're seeing and doing while this is happening. So go ahead, Sarah.
Absolutely. So, as we went over a minute ago when Carrie was talking about doing those replies, it's really important to try to match the tone in your responses because if you think about any time that you've booked a trip, you're so excited to go on this trip, right? And so, especially when you find a place that you think is going to really fit the needs of your family, it makes it even more exciting. And so, when you respond to somebody and you say, "Hey, I'm so excited, like we're really excited about potentially renting your house," and you just get a response back, "No, not available." It really kind of deflates you. And yes, the property might not be available, but you can put a little bit more emphasis into it. I'm so excited you loved our house. I'm so sorry those dates are not available because the point is to really try to build relationships, even if they haven't rented your house yet, because they could come back next year or maybe pick another date. But if you cut them off quickly, they're going to move on. They're looking at multiple homes. They are putting in multiple inquiries, and whoever responds fastest and also responds with some sort of personality is if I put an inquiry for Carrie's house today and I put an inquiry in on Carrie's house and I put an inquiry in on another house and both of the homeowners responded back to me at the exact same time and both homes I really liked, I'm probably going to pick the one that has a kinder response. So just putting a little bit more emphasis into it, as Carrie showed in one of those slides, using those templates. So when you're in the throes of busy booking season and you are responding to multiple inquiries, you can have that kind personality in those templates. You could make one for yes, it's available. You can make one for I'm so sorry it's not available and be able to send those out. Um, and then the goal is, as I mentioned, to build these relationships with not only the people that book with you, but the people that don't end up booking with you. You want those return guests. One of the best compliments I think we can ever get at We Need a Vacation is somebody saying they have the booking season completely booked up because they have repeat guests. Because that means that we've done our job getting these people to them on our site and the homeowners have done their job at building these relationships and it makes people want to come back again and again. And when you have these conversations and you have things set up to send out the lease and things like that, because it is, as you know, it's different from the other websites. It's not an instant book. So vacationers are expecting a quick, smooth booking process. We get a lot of questions of where's like the instant book button on the website. We say you deal directly with the homeowner so you can develop a relationship with them and then they will send you their booking information. If you can make it as smooth as possible, it already is starting their vacation off on the right foot just from that inquiry. Before they've even stepped foot in your property, before they've even driven over the bridge onto the Cape or made it over to the islands, they're already having that great experience. So just keep that in mind. Put yourself in their shoes when you're responding to them. And, we do completely understand you can get in the weeds of being busy and you're like, oh, but I want to respond as quickly as possible. Yes, it's available. Just take a couple extra minutes and put a couple of more words in there. Carrie, I was wondering if you could show the spot in booking management in the email inquiries of where a homeowner could click that they've already responded to somebody. So if somebody doesn't respond through the We Need a Vacation platform, where they could show that they could check off yes, already responded. You're muted. There you go.
Show that right now, you mean?
If you're able to.
I don't think I'm able to while I'm sharing the screen for the
Okay.
slideshow, but we can, yeah, sorry. But we could slide over to the next slide to look at the sample responses. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Great. So these are some different examples of responses that may, like these first two are very personable. It's just a few sentences. You can send this over and it looks so much better than the very last one that says not available, no dogs allowed. There's multiple ways that you can respond and get the point across without coming off as curt. So we wanted to add these examples. Hi, Robert. Thanks for your inquiry. Yes, there's plenty of room for 2 couples. You're reiterating that you hear them. You know, like you read their question and you're adding some personal detail. There's 1 bedroom with the queen bed on the 1st floor and then a staircase up to more bedrooms upstairs. It is available that week for you. If you'd like to book it, I'd love to hop on a quick call to discuss. So that's then setting the pace of, I'd like to have a phone call with you so we can finish this process. So they're prepared for that call. Another one, hi, Donna, thank you for your inquiry. Our house is available and would fit your family very nicely. Do you have time to chat this week? Again, setting that pace for a phone call. I would love to tell you more about the house on the phone. Can you please share a few times you're available? So taking into account that you know that the vacationer is also busy, but you know time is of the essence and you want to have that conversation with them to get them booked. And I always say you can tell a lot more from a 5-minute phone conversation than you ever can from 10 email exchanges. When we said that it's okay to say no, that's where I feel like you get the best feeling is when you're having that phone conversation and you can tell if you feel that they're going to be a good fit for your home or not by having that conversation.
All right, should we slide to the next one?
And as I just mentioned, how to say no. It's you want to do so in a diplomatic way where you're turning them down gently. As you see in these 2 different emails, it's explaining why, just not saying sorry, not available, or ghosting them, or saying, no, you can't book the property. Hi, Maureen. Thank you for your thoughtful email. We are so flattered that you were interested in renting our home. I apologize for my delay in responding. I was on a work trip. We only have 10 beds in the house, so we cannot accommodate the number of people. I feel it would be a little too tight for that number of people in our dining room and relaxing spaces. I wish you luck on finding a wonderful rental. You're turning them down, but you're doing so in a way that you're letting them down gently, where if their group changes or if their position changes next year, they're more apt to come back to you instead of feeling like, you know, they've been rejected. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for your interest in our home. We unfortunately just confirmed this week with another family and then gave an alternative. We do have the following week available in case you have some flexibility. If not, I hope you're able to find another wonderful rental and enjoy Orleans in July. So again, both of these responses are turning them down, but turning them down in a gentle way and setting them up for coming back in the future. Awesome. All right. So we can open it up to some questions. Feel free to you can either use the chat or if you want to raise your hand, we can call on you and you can unmute yourself and ask any questions that you might have.
Did any questions come in through the chat, Sarah?
Just the one about responding through inquiries. I will touch on that really fast. You can respond any way that you like. If you want to keep track of them through we need a vacation, the best thing to do is to reply directly to their inquiry email. However, if you want to pick up the phone and call them, if you have a phone conversation, however it works best for you to get back in touch with people, you absolutely can do so. Just make sure in their initial email inquiry on your homeowner center platform, there's a spot that says already responded and there's a blue yes button next to it. Just click yes and it will notate that you've already spoken with them. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions if you have any.
Get a copy
I
of
have
the presentation.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you go first.
Can we get a copy of the presentation?
Yes, yes, there will be a recording of this, and we will share it out in a few days. Yep.
I was just gonna say, it'll be available probably, sorry to jump in on that. I'm responsible for the recording is all. I'm Samantha with We Need a Vacation. Hi, everybody. That once this recording is sort of fixed and edited by our lovely marketing director, it'll be online the quickest on where you would have registered for virtual meetings. The link is in our chat, and let me put it in again just in case. If anybody else needs it, we can add that again. But so you'll have instant access to that either by the end of today or tomorrow.
There was
Uh,
a question.
Yep. Catherine. So Catherine had a question in the chat about vineyard bookings and the ferry reservations. We have seen in the last couple of years, a lot of vacationers are making sure that they get that ferry reservation before they book the home, unless they already know exactly what home they're going to go to, especially with the issues that the steamship had last year with ferry reservations. You know, we anticipate a lot of the reservations for the vineyard and for Nantucket coming through when people know that they're able to book their car, especially if they're renting a 3 to 4 bedroom house and they're coming with the family. That's a lot of paraphernalia to bring with you. So fingers crossed that everything goes well with the steamship reservations this year. We're sending good vibes over to that. Yeah. And then I think
And Valerie had a question too.
I did. Thank you very much. I do appreciate all the information that you've provided and your support as well, because I have inquired online when I've had a question. I've been renting for a long time, and I've found that, you know, the market for rental homes my rental home goes up and down. But it just seems lately that I'll get an inquiry and I'll respond to the inquiry right away and, you know, provide the information, especially if they're asking for specifics, um, and then not get a return response.
Hmm.
And that seems to be happening more often. Um, I know that the getting a ferry reservation has made it difficult because we had trouble getting on the island ourselves last year. But I'm just wondering, is there, you know, and I'm trying different ways of trying to market the house. Is there anything else that's happening? Like, are there lots of rentals on the island, more than there has been in the past? Or perhaps are there groups of is there someone who's renting groups, has a group of homes, like Vacasa, for example? I know that they do, you know, they manage the rentals, and I'm just wondering if there's more of that on the island, and how, you know, if that's the case, and if you know anything about it, what we could do is when you're renting just one home.
Carrie, I could maybe attempt to answer that.
Okay.
I don't think there's appreciably more rentals on the vineyard, although, you know, it has grown in the last couple of years. So more competition, but I think part of it is that the prices have escalated so much, and it could be that there are vacationers who in the past have wanted to go to the vineyard and found that the prices were combined with the cost of the ferry and just the, you know, what you go through to actually get there. Just, you know, they changed their mind and decided that they would go to the Cape instead. And so I think that could be part of the issue. You may see things change once if the ferry reservation system goes smoothly. You may see a change in that, and people will start booking. As Sarah said, if they had a negative experience last year with the reservation system, they may be a little bit gun shy this year, and so they're waiting. So I wouldn't be discouraged about that. I think things will change, but certainly do keep in touch with us, and we're happy to look at your listing and see if there's anything that we spot that might be causing them to ask, inquire about your house, but then you don't hear anything back. So we can get back to you, Valerie.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I was going to add that occasionally I come across an inquiry and a response from a homeowner in which the homeowner said, yes, it's available for that week. Let me know if you want to rent it and I'll send you a lease. And I'm kind of taken aback when I see that, because I don't think vacationers, well, maybe they do think that that's what you do. You just book it. No questions asked. But I would think everybody, all homeowners and vacationers, would have some questions about a home. And there have been times when there have been difficulties with vacationers, or they've been dissatisfied and they complain. And when we talk to the homeowners and ask them, did you have a phone conversation with them before they booked? Well, no, everything was done through text or email. So it just reinforces the need to let them ask questions, let them tell you what they're looking for. If they've never been to your area before, or the islands or the Cape, and surely they might have some questions, and they might have some expectations, a mindset of what it's going to be like. And without talking to anyone, if they've never been there before, they might be disappointed because they just perhaps chose the wrong place, the wrong location. So, are you looking for lots of activities for your kids, or do you want a quiet vacation? And, the goal here is to get a good fit, vacationers and who are happy with the home and their choice, and who will take care of your home as if it's their own, and hopefully come back again.
Any other questions?
Hi, yes, I was wondering if, number one, I'm completely new to this and just listed my home a couple of weeks ago. I'm wondering if you can show us, if it's not too much, how to convert an inquiry to a booking, like physically on the website.
So
Or maybe I need to take that offline. I
it's
saw,
okay. Yeah, it's okay. So first of all, welcome. We're happy to have you at We Need a Vacation. And to actually confirm the booking, you're going to want to block off that week on your calendar. So so basically then you won't get other inquiries about that week. So you can either simply just block the week off, and then that's confirmed, and then you're going to want to communicate with the vacationer that their booking is confirmed, or you can create a booking record through the booking management system that we have. And that's a way to track the details about that specific booking. So you'd create the booking record, and then you can put in what you're charging. You can put in when the first payment is due, and there are a number of other details in there. But the booking management is just for your eyes only. So that's just your way to keep track. Then you'll still want to communicate with the vacationer that, the booking is confirmed, you've received their lease and their first payment, and that week is theirs. And then you can use that booking management to send a few automatic emails to them, reminding them about payments. And you can send the pre-arrival information to them as well if you want. And that you just have to configure to get that set up in the booking management. And we have a great help page that steps you through that process with some videos and some screenshots. So if you need help finding that help page, it's just there's a little I in the booking management section for information about that.
And I am
Okay,
also,
thank you. I'll look for that. Thanks.
Okay.
and I also, in the chat, I'm putting it in right now. There's, Carrie has done an awesome booking management office hours about using the booking management system, just to keep track of all of your bookings. So I just put that link to that video in here. And then I'm also happy to put the help and info section that Carrie was just talking about booking management. I'll put that in the chat as well.
Thanks, Sarah. And then we will do another booking management office hour in March. Yeah, March. So keep an eye out for that if you still need some help with booking management. It's that'll be a good one.
It's one of my, I know I've said this before, but it's honestly one of my favorite tools, because when I have a homeowner that I'm speaking to that uses it, it just makes it so much more user friendly for you to turn back to in years to come. So you'll know if it's a returning guest. You'll know if it's somebody who you've booked and they've canceled last minute 2 summers in a row. And when they come to inquire on the 3rd summer, you're like, I'm not sure, right? Or you can put notes in. I know Carrie loves to put notes in about like when she's had the conversation with a vacationer, like if they're coming with little kids or if they have parents coming with them, whatever, she makes herself little internal notes. So when they're coming back, she can say, oh my gosh, are your parents and the kids coming again too? And it's helping solidify that relationship. Joan, I know you said that you and Jeff had the same families coming back for the 26 summers you rented your home, right? And you used that kind
One family in particular, yep, they grew from a family of parents and 3 daughters to a family with about 20 people. And they were the only, I don't normally recommend this, but they were the only people we ever allowed to go over our limit of 8 people, because we knew them, we loved them, and they took such good care of our house. The mother would even clean out my linen closet for me.
goodness. That's amazing. And that's the kind of vacationers you want to have in your home, right? That you develop such a great relationship with. And I personally think that the booking management section is a great place while you're building that relationship to not only give you peace of mind with all of the calendar keeping, but also those personal touches to know who you're dealing with while you're still developing that relationship.
And we've had homeowner meetings in the past, forums or conferences, and there's kind of Q&A. Whenever booking management comes up, I always kind of have to giggle because someone will stand up and say, it's the best thing ever, you know? And so not a client, nobody we paid, just out of the blue. And we just kind of crack up because we obviously love hearing that. But I think it shows how wonderfully useful it is to certain people who take advantage of it.
Absolutely. So if you don't use booking management or if you need a refresher on it, definitely join us in March, or click on these links that I just sent over, and then also join us in March because we'd love to see you again. But this will help you in the interim. Right.
Any other questions?
Hello?
Yep.
Yes.
So the text for inquiries, when we hang up, can I sign up for that right away? Is that
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
You just go into your homeowner center
Okay.
and there's accounts section.
Okay.
And then within that is a tab that's called notifications. And so you just
Okay.
click the box in there. And then you should start receiving those messages, and then just make sure that your cell phone number is in there and that you have the correct country flag of where you're living so that the cell service can connect with the text message.
And when you
Okay.
put your phone number in and you check in to receive alerts, once you save that, you actually will get a text saying that you've opted in to receive alerts. So you'll know that you have that, that you'll know it went through correctly. And so if you run into any issues, just give us a call.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was getting a lot of emails going into my junk mail and I didn't know it. More than not. So I'm glad you're doing this because
Okay.
it was a delay in me getting back to them, you know?
Okay, yeah. And do you know that if you drag that email to your inbox, it usually prompts you with a little alert that says, do you want these types of emails to go to your inbox, like the main inbox? And then you can just click yes. So, and if you need help with that, you can also call us to do that. But
Okay,
one way to move them out of junk to make sure they don't go to the junk or the spam.
okay. I will. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else? Okay, well, we're always available by phone or email, or we have a live chat on our website. That's a newer option to get in touch with us. So feel free to get in touch with any questions or concerns about inquiries or about anything else. We're here to help.
I hope to see you again next month on our next office hours.
Oh, yeah. And the next office hour, the topic is going to be optimizing your listing. So we'll go through a listing and just show some common areas that people typically have weaknesses or areas that you can add more information to make sure that your listing is coming across in the best way possible.
And it will be on Wednesday, February 12th, Carrie?
That sounds right. Yes, but keep an eye out for an email from us with the date and time. But yes, I believe it's the 12th.
Thanks, everyone.